Take cameras. Go on.
Hello, collegiate esports fans. We are back with another match in the Big East League of Legends collegiate season. We have Butler University taking on St. John's. St. John's finalists from last season, and Butler being knocked out in the semifinals from this St. John's team. So a lot of tension in the matchup. Both teams are 1-0 to start the season. It's looking like it's going to be a banger. What are your thoughts, Henry?
Yeah, I am just super excited to see this match. I mean, we have two of, I think, the powerhouses of the Big East again this year. Like you said, St. John's finalists took Butler down to keep them from the final. So, Butler's, I think, hungry to come out there and take them down. St. John's, obviously, I think, is looking like the front runner of the league this year, having taken down DePaul already. So I think this is a really big match. You kind of decide, who's got the props to go on for the rest of the season.
A couple picks already selected. On the side of Butler, we have Lucian Nami locked in for the bot lane. So Mojo Romo and Carthago are going to be really on that high power, aggressive laning. But Basham and the support of St. John's are going to have Aphelios and Lulu locked in, which is traditionally known as the counter to that Lucian Nami lane. So a very interesting start to the draft. Talk to me about the junglers, Henry.
Yeah, so we've got Hecarim there locked in for Butler. Very common pick for Volted there in the jungle. One of the, I think, the ones he even played today against with their earlier match here against Providence. But we do have the Kiana locked in. Now, this could be a flex mid, but we have been seeing a lot of Kiana jungling. Kiana is just a very oppressive champion. I think a lot of these assassins that you are seeing, like Zed, pop up there in the jungle can just be super just troublesome if they're just up there allowed to be unlocked. Just can kind of dominate the rift.
Yep, and we see bans coming out. Silas targeted away from Levi in the mid lane. We saw him drop 17 kills on that champion earlier. St. John's does not want to have to deal with that. Seraphine banned away also from Levi, another pick he is pretty strong at. And we see two mid lane bans away from Butler. So that is Vex and Cassiopeia taken away. Mid lane pool heavily targeted. I'm curious what St. John's is going to pick here.
Yeah, I think St. John's is definitely going to be happy being able to have a counter pick depending on what they want to do. I would want them to pick maybe top lane here, or because it kind of gives the Kiana flex of a viability for maybe is it going jungle, is it going mid, goes a little bit up, and they will lock in that Cho'Gath, which also I guess you could see a jungle. It's most likely going to the top lane, so this means that Butler will know they're in that tank matchup, so we'll have to see what they decide to pick, but we'll have to also see what Levi wants, because I think Levi definitely has shown that he is a really big focus and kind of a large piece of the Butler squad this year, as he was very strong last year. So giving him whatever kind of priority pick is possible will definitely be what Butler wants to do here.
Yep, and we have Tom Kench being locked in the top lane for what I presume is going to be Claude. He was the starter in their match against Providence. This pick is extremely powerful in the early game. He gets that Bramble Vest and he is nigh unkillable. We've seen him banned away a lot this season so far in the Big East, so this will be our first time seeing him played. It's going to be up against that Cho'Gath, so tank v tank, and standard Orianna to round out the composition in the mid lane for Butler. How do you think this pans out? Who do you favor in this draft, Henry?
I'll have to say it depends on what gets locked in here for St. John's. I mean, Orianna, very consistent champion. Levi's been on a lot. Tom Kench, obviously, a little bit nerfed in the past, but he's still a very troublesome champion. Obviously, we know how strong Lucian Nami as well as Aphelios Lulu is. With that Syndra lock-in, I mean, Orianna Syndra lane is one of the most common you'll ever see. But I think these are very similar drafts. I mean, you have the two strong bot lanes. You've got the kind of control mage in the mid. You've got, I guess, the assassin jungler compared to the maybe controller jungler that Hecarim can be, and then two tanks top. So I think there's a very similar kind of playstyle that we are going to end up seeing for both these squads. So honestly, I think it just comes down to execution, and I don't know which team has it better. I think they've both had good games. The question will be, who is the stronger team in kind of the first half of our season.
Yeah, my eyes are on the mid lane matchup here. We have Levi against the mid laner for St. John's. I'd love to get his handle, but we were not in the in-game champ select. So we will be right back as the players are going to lock in their champions in the client, and we will be back to talk about the game while they're loading in the Rift. We are back and we are in game for Butler University against St. John's for a battle on the top of the table. And we have some role swaps here.
Yeah, we do.
Basham in the jungle.
Yeah, Basham role swapping there from AD carry, bringing in Feels back Pain Man. That'll be a little bit of difference for him. I think Kirby was the sub mid laner for St. John's, playing in the top lane, I think, for the starting position. Butler, obviously a lot of the same, but a few differences here with the top jungle and AD carry. But a lot of familiar faces here around the Rift. And as you said, this is definitely going to be a battle for the top of the table and really trying to take that front running spot here in the beginning of the season.
It looks like a red buff start for Voltage here, and a pretty standard non-aggressive opening for both teams, just trying to make sure that they get onto the map, get into the game without any big level 1 throws or plays. So junglers are going to be pathing away from each other. What do you think this favors, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's probably not going to be that much of a difference here with the start. I think, you mentioned a little bit earlier that I think that you thought that really, I think the mid laners are going to be the ones to watch. I actually think it's going to be the bot lane here. I mean, this is, I think, the two premier bot lanes that we've seen on the world stage, right? Lucia Nami and Aphelios Lulu. I mean, these were the two champions that we saw with 100 Thieves and T1. And T1 ran that double exhaust, and there was nothing that the opposing laners could do. We do have Aphelios with exhaust here, gave the heal to the Lulu. It's a very, very great poke, but I definitely think that the tail of this match will be in the bot lane.
Yeah, and we can see the bot laners fighting back and forth, and Carthago and Mojo Romo getting pushed in. Aphelios easily able to get that early lane priority, and just a quick highlight on the summoner spells. Aphelios taking the exhaust and Milq taking the heal. I actually really like this. It's something we've seen happen at Worlds, where maybe carry takes the exhaust, so if he's in the fray, he's able to exhaust one of the targets that's diving him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. We took that little bit of a peek top lane there. Butler Clyde taking a little bit of the more trades there, as it is a little bit unfortunate for him. But there is a lot of sustain that we can have. But Voltage's here.
Voltage making a play in the bot lane. Flash up by Feels Patrick Man. Carthago flashes in, and that is first blood to the side of Butler. Early level 3 gank is successful for Voltage.
Yeah, not only that, the flash there was burned by Feels back plane. Tries to flash away from the jungler, but will be taken down there by Carthago. It's definitely a very, very great start here so early in the game.
Spotted out on the split map, Milq is trying to harass Voltage away from this blue buff, while Basham is taking the Butler blue buff uncontested. It looks like Voltage is stepping a little too far forward. He's down to 100 HP, gets the smite off, and Mojo Romo is there for the assist to help his jungler out. And that is really, really nice harass there on the side of St. John's, slowing down Voltage, while Basham has just been able to free farm this top side.
Yeah, Basham will be able to at least get that counter invade and be able to get something back for him, but definitely looked a little bit dangerous there for Voltage, as he had no support there. Feels back pain, was rotating back in from death, so gladly, Noami was there, was able to get that smite steal, so it will work out in the end. But here, it is still even in the jungler, but definitely a little bit of advantage now for Butler in the bot lane.
Yep, and right here we see Basham in the top lane, just recalling, going to buy his items. No, canceling it. Will there be a play onto Claude? The Tom Kench is very tanky, but in a 2v1 scenario, could be bursted down. Found up by Kirby. Silent, and he's trying to get away. Flash forward by Kirby, and that is a kill onto Butler Claude, and really, really well executed from the top jungle of St. John's, earning the flash off of Claude and getting the kill onto Kirby.
Yeah, and you saw that was just a really, really great setup. The wave was stacking there for Butler. He needed to push that in. So once he just steps up a little bit too far, easily able to get in there, bash him, stuns him up. Cloud was holding on to the W for so long, holding on to the Abyssal Voyage, but was just a great layering of CC and the silences, just never able to pop it off, and that will be a kill response.
And we can see in the top lane, teleport expended by Claude to get back to the lane and make sure he's able to push the wave in, trying to get some vision to make sure that there is no repeat ganks coming in while he's getting this wave into tower, but we can see Basham on the top side of the map, pathing up towards those Krugs, and it could be repeat as Claude's going in for a fight, just trying his best to get this wave pushed in.
Yeah, and he's actually getting the better of that trade there. Gets a really, really nice knockup into the Tongue Lash, but Basham is back. This could be dangerous.
Claude's 250 HP. Gray health is available, but Basham silenced. And that is another kill onto Claude with no teleport and a freeze available. Absolutely disastrous for the top side of Butler.
Yeah, I guess if there was ever a silver lining, taking this dragon here would be that, as we do have Levi with the push with the bot lane there for support. But yeah, just a little bit over-aggressive there. I think Claude just trying to force that and try to get some trading, but not really respecting that Basham was still topside. He will have his second death here.
Yep, and with the Wind Dragon going over to Butler, there is early dragon stacking, and definitely going to be a focus on this bot side. As Voltade goes in for a gank, but no opportunity there, and just going to be a quick disengage. And man, if we take a look, it's already 800 gold in the lead for the side of St. John's. They're farming really well, and Voltade caught in the river, sandwiched between the bot lane and mid lane, and Ihueco sandwiching him, and feels back pain, man, just cleans it up.
Yeah,
oh no, Levi trying to get away from here. Takes the blast cone out, and Carthago, Mojo fighting this 2v4. Ult comes in on Carthago, he's low, he's trying to run away. Basham onto Mojo Romo. Romo trying to get under tower. All three Butler members are very low health, low mana. It looks like St. John's are just going to back up. What is happening in this game?
Yeah, I think that was just a very, very great use of pressure there and use of control of these lanes. I mean, we saw that there was a push there in mid. Once Voltade went back into the jungle, it was just an easy rotation up. Pincer there after he burned the ghost, and there's really no escape there for Voltade. The Hecarim doesn't really have anything, not being level 6. Can't fear over the wall. Basham is still around though, so the side of Butler will have to be careful since he's now going in.
Basham in the bot lane has the freeze. Mojo Romo flashing out. Carthago trying to get some damage back on, and that will be a heal and flash burned on the side of Butler, as Basham's gank was very successful.
And now this sends him into a decent place. You know, Butler was able to stave off that pressure and not able to drop any more kills. So definitely happy to still have that little bit of, I believe, the gold advantage here on the Lucian. But unfortunately, top lane and jungle are struggling here a little bit, as we do have some trading there by Claude, trying to push him off the wave. But you know, a little bit of an early advantage here to St. John's, but it's definitely still very, very close.
Yeah, and you know, you have to be worried about this bot lane of Lucian Nami, as Aphelios Lulu scales up very, very, very well. You know, their late game is going to be unmatched, so you really have to find your opportunity and to take your advantages and win the lane. You have the one kill onto Carthago, but how can you translate that into more in the game? Because we've seen, you know, Claude on this Kench is behind in the top lane, and on a camp that does not scale. Oh, Ultimate coming in and Voltade in the mid lane, just on Ihueco. But on the backside, Basham finds Levi with the ultimate and shuts him down. Ilq slowing down Mojo Romo. Basham looking for an entrance back in. Voltade taking on the 1v2. Bubble lands, and that is going to be a disengage from Butler.
Yeah, Butler Levi just getting popped there by the ultimate coming out from Basham. I mean, that was a nice kill back. Also, was great for them to be able to capitalize there onto Ihueco. But, you know, this is just trades back and forth. You know, if one player ever gets out of position, the other team is very, very willing to be able to capitalize on that overstep, on those mistakes. And it is just getting a little bit for the better of St. John's here in the early game.
And we can see a lot of that lead is centered on Basham. The superstar AD carry last season transitioned to jungle, is having an amazing start to the game. 2-0-1 on this Kiana, able to make the plays happen. How can Butler Voltade, you know, get back into this game against Basham, and you know, what can Basham do to continue to accelerate himself forward? What is the plan for these junglers?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have to see more of what we saw early game for Voltade, right? Going for those early ganks, being able to capitalize. He's now got the ultimate. He's now got Ghost. I believe he's up right now, so look for another opportunity when you've got these pushing lanes, right? Try to get Levi ahead, try to get your bot lane ahead, because that's definitely your focus for this match. And of course, I think for the rest of the laners, we need some good vision, right? Being able to see where this Kiana was. I think most of the ganks that have worked with Kiana have just been over-aggression with no vision. So making sure that, you know, if you're playing weak side top, that Claude is, make sure you put down your vision if you're ever going to push up, and just, play for that weak side and trust in your bot lane to carry.
And we can see a very quiet moment in the game right now. The players are trying to clear out vision and set themselves up to for the next play. We have Voltage hovering the bot side of the map while Basham's on a recall. Pink ward here. Will there be action?
Well, I think there definitely should be. There's no vision there in the river bush. This would be one of the best opportunities. Mojo Romo is 6. There is no level 6 yet, and there we're going.
Goes forward. Voltage looking for it. Ultimate comes out from Mojo Romo. Does not connect. Huge from Feels back pain, man. It's an amazing trade kill. Teleport coming in from Ihueko onto Voltage. Voltage on top of Ihueko. Double ultimate coming in, but Basham's on the side with the flank. I believe Basham cleans it up, and just a disastrous fight in the bot lane for Butler, and Basham with an amazing roam, great timing, very nice teleport from Ihueko to turn that fight, and this is all St. John's right now.
Yeah, and honestly, that looked like a perfect opportunity. Lulu was level 5, no ultimate, you had the ult there from Nami, and the fight started off, but he just ultimate coming out from Aphelios. The Moonfall was so much damage, just so much healing too, that Carthago just couldn't finish him off with his ultimate. Falls down there, even though Voltage can trade him back. TP comes in from Ihueko.
Look at this teleport on the backside. Looks like there's a flank coming in for Kirby. Levi, Voltage, and Mojo Romo are caught out. This is going to be a huge knockup onto Levi. He's silenced. He's running away. Flash out. Kirby flashes forward. Ultimate onto Kirby. Is Kirby too far forward? Pushed into the team, but he's knocked up and killed. Voltage out here caught alone, and Mojo Romo backing off. A double kill to Kirby. Milq gets the slow onto Mojo Romo. Kirby following forward, gets the knockup. Basham gonna clean it up, knock it home. Triple kill to Kirby, and this is absolute domination from St. John's.
Yeah, and this is what makes them one of the best teams, right? When they have a lead, they are not gonna give it to you for free. They keep pushing their advantages, keep looking for opportunities. There's a great flank TP there by Kirby. Gets himself a triple kill in the game, and now there's a 4K gold lead here heading into the 13th minute. And now this is going to be a hill for Butler to climb.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at Butler, how do they get back into this game? My mind immediately goes to Levi and Carthago, but from St. John's, it's just every champion is so strong and they're executing at such a high level. I don't know. Where do you see it, Henry? Where can Butler find their way back in this game?
Yeah, I think it just has to be with some really great team coordination. You have the CC knockups there, right? You can have the Voltage ultimate coming through. You've got the Orianna layer there with the Nami ult potentially.
One on the bot lane. Voltage coming over the wall. Feels back pain man caught alone, but trades back onto Mojo Romo. Feels back pain man is absolutely running this bot lane, and Mojo Romo was not ready for that one.
Yeah, we will have Basham there throwing down the Rift Herald, going to almost take down this tower, but because we have Kirby backing off, should be able to clear the wave just in time. But what I was going to say was, there is a definite fear here as there could be another fight breaking off.
Oh, Voltage getting onto Ihueko. The Stab of the Weak does not land, but Ultimate comes out, shuts down Carthago. Levi here a little bit late, has the ball onto Voltage, but Ihueko takes the blast cone away, and it looks like it's going to be a disengage. No, they're corralled 2v3. Basham, Hueko, Milq shoving Levi and Voltage out of the river and securing the crab for Basham.
Yeah, I mean, the coordination of St. John's is just far superior as they're looking to try to force him off.
Oh, Mojo Romo, nice shockwave. Really nice play from Mojo Romo there.
It will get one back, but they still have a lot more to go. The gold lead is still 4K, but a lot of kills coming in, and I think definitely a fear for Butler is Aphelios Lulu, right? This is not a game that they will win if it goes late, because of just so much power will be coming out, not only from the Aphelios, but you got the Syndra here. Basham can just pop your support, your mid laner, and most likely your AD carry too. So, I mean, I think what we need to see if Butler wants to get back into this game, we need more of what we saw. Looking for those dive opportunities, looking to try to capitalize on someone overstepping. But at the same time, I think we see how Butler is a little bit uncoordinated. You see a lot of members kind of going in alone, kind of setting up these plays and not really being together. So they really have to try to not only look for things, but slow it down here as now Cloud's in trouble.
Fight breaking out in the top lane. Frozen element ready. Basham stuns up Claude. Claude silenced. Knockup comes out. Shields down. Stun. Ultimate true display of talent. Ultimate out, and that is another kill to Kirby. 5-0-1 on this Cho'Gath. And you were talking about that Aphelios Lulu earlier. I'm looking at Kirby on this Cho'Gath. Imagine playing this Aphelios with a Lulu behind you and a Cho'Gath in front of you. Nobody is going to be able to touch you in this game. Feels Back Pain Man is perfectly set up to run the tables on this game, as we see another fight breaking out as an ultimate comes out, pushing Basham into the team, but he runs away with a nice dash off of Levi. Voltage is caught in the middle of 3 now, and St. John's is just taking everything and running over this game.
Yeah, I think he was trying to dash across the water with his ultimate, but unfortunately at the wrong positioning means he will just be picked off for free. But yeah, I mean, if I'm the Aphelios, there is no chance that I'm ever going to die with the Lulu shields, as we have the ultimate coming through.
Catching Back Pain Man under the tower. The calling lands a couple shots. In the backside, Claude comes with the gank. Mojo Romo flashes out. Claude gets the kill on a Feels Back Pain Man. Maybe a little too aggressive on the side of St. John's. Milq trying to get out, has the blast cone for disengage, but does not take it. Claude continues to go forward. Low does not land, but in the mid lane, Levi down to 100 HP. Ihueco shuts him down under the tower, and now it's Claude, Mojo Romo, Carthago against 3 Basham. Ihueco in the mid lane, finding Claude. Claude down to 200 HP, and Butler is completely routed.
I mean, look at the damage coming out. This is 16 minutes into the game. We have a 3-1-2 mid laner here for St. John's, 3-0-5, 5-0-2. I mean, there are so many strong members, and I mean, a tanky Tom Kench
stepping a little too far forward. Kirby under the tower, and chomp, chomp, chomp. Claude is dead again. This Cho'Gath is 6-0-2, and he is massive.
Yeah, that is a great sushi meal there for the Cho'Gath. I mean, this is just such great team coordination. I mean, at every moment, they're always communicating, always talking about where they need to be, why they need to be there. And, you know, Butler is trying. You know, there was a very, very great play TP there from Claude. Perfect knockup, but, I mean, they're just so far behind, and you can just see how much damage is coming out. But now, Voltage's going in, trying to go for a game.
Just scatter the weak, ults over the Cho'Gath, but he's so far ahead of the team. Levi trying to find a way to use the ball. Voltage trying to find the fight. The wave comes out, but it's completely dodged. Carthago dash forward, shuts down Milq. They get one back. Ultimate in, Ihueco thrown in the team, but the ultimate comes down and shuts down Carthago. 2 for 1. Basham lying in wait, has the frozen element. They know about him. Mojo Romo moving forward. Mojo Romo, Basham healing up, backing away. Kirby in the backline, silencing. Godlike on the Cho'Gath. He's on to Mojo Romo. He just has the auto attacks left, and he has got a double kill. He's chasing down Voltage now. He's looking for another triple kill. Kirby has it all. Will he get Voltage? Will he get the slows?
Unfortunately, I don't think so, because he has no mana. I mean, if he had enough for the Rupture, if he had enough for the Silence, that would have been a dead horse. But Hecarim can escape, was able to, you know, just barely pick up the Orianna. I mean, there were some shutdowns given over. So that is gold back into Butler's pocket. But unfortunately, this is a 9K gold lead, almost 10K here. And at the 18-minute point, this is really, really rough. And I mean, 4 deaths there for mid, for jungle, and for support for Butler. I mean, this is just very, very difficult for them to try to get back into this game.
And look at that Cho'Gath. He has the stone plate, the gauntlet, the bramble vest. He has got numerous stacks on that Cho'Gath ulti. And he has a 700 gold shutdown. He is going to be that absolutely unkillable front line for Feels Back Pain Man, as Basham's running in the jungle looking for Mojo Romo.
Yeah, he will throw that ult
out the ultimate.
Yeah, I feel like that was a little preemptive there. Only one member, as his team was not really there to follow up, so that will be a wasted important summoner, or not summoner, but ability there. As now we have Claude.
Looking for a fight in the bottom lane. Pulls Ihueco under tower, gets the slow. Hueco flashing away. Claude will not be able to follow up, but nice play to get the flash out of Ihueco.
You have to be careful though, since Kirby and Milq are here, but fight
way too far
out.
Forward in the mid lane. Nice shutdown by Mojo Romo, Voltage, and Carthago.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting something back, right? They're definitely not going quietly, and the gold lead is, they're chipping at it slowly, right? It's just about 8K, almost 10, as, you know, they're looking to clear out the vision here in the top river, trying to clear out and see if they can set up and at least know if St. John's will take this, because they would love to try to get a flip at Baron. Milq is out here alone in the mid lane, and he will have to be taken down, maybe.
Teleport coming in from Levi. Voltaid pushing forward onto Kirby. Ultimate lands. Kirby is in the middle of the team, but I think Kirby's happy here. Lulu down, Milky taken out. Kirby, huge stone play activation, but he's in the middle of 4 people. He does not have the damage. He's shut down. That is 2 major shutdowns. A huge pick for Butler. Will they take it to the Baron, or are they happy with just getting the shutdown gold?
Bot lane, though, Claude is almost going to be taken down here by Ihueco. He is trying to run for his life, does have the gold health, but
Ultimate comes out.
Scatter the Weak will take him down. Ihueco with a great solo kill, so not sure if this is the chance where Butler can take Baron. Basham will steal away that blue, but, I mean, Butler keeps going for it, and Voltaid might be able to pick up Ihueco. The back is not done.
Finds Ihueco. This is certainly going to be a kill for Voltaid. He gets the kill, and like you said, Butler keeps finding these picks, these opportunities. But at the same time, St. John's will not take the foot off the gas. They are on this Baron. 4 alive. Ihueco is dead. Karthagos walks right into Kirby. Ultimate out from Mojo Romo. Catches Basham and feels back pain, man. Back pain gets shut down by the Baron. Basham gets another kill on the backside. There is just so much fighting happening right now. It looks like it's not going to stop.
Yeah, unfortunately.
In on the backside, Butler Claude looking to fight Kirby, and no. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have to take. I think we definitely all need a breath after this, and I think you can see how the kind of miscommunication comes through. We have a really, really great ultimate there by Mojo Romo. Unfortunately, gets picked off. Basham was 1 HP, almost dies there, and Karthago tried to go in, but a perfect ultimate stuns him up. Can't finish it off, and Lulu is there to support. So Butler really needs to start to clean up their teamwork if they want to try to get back into the even gold state, because the gold lead is still about that 8K. I mean, they're making a little bit of a chip at it. Voltaid is unfortunately the one getting the shutdowns and not going over to Karthago, but they're definitely fighting back, and they're definitely not have to be afraid of here with Dragon spawning. So we'll have most likely another fight starting here, as we will have the perfect guns for Aphelios. So this might be a fight to decide the rest of the game.
And we can see Aphelios has that crucially completed Lord Dominic's Regards, going to shred through Claude and Voltaid. But Butler has first move on the Baron. Nice teleport in the back line, or back from Ihueco. Huge ultimate from Basham. 4-man landed. He comes in, feels back pain. Man is going crazy in this fight. 1, 2. Kirby and Butler is routed. Mojo Romo down. Claude flashing away, trying to get out with the tail between his legs. And that was an absolutely decisive fight for St. John's off the back of that Basham ultimate.
Yeah, and now this is just free laning now to go over to Baron. Ihueco will stop Claude's back, and this is just a dead Tahm Kench. Nothing he can do but die. Ace coming out, and I mean, Butler did get, the first chance at the river. They were able to get the dragon. There was a huge ultimate there from Levi. I mean, Feels back pain got so low, was able to be taken down. Milky was so low as well, but just too much damage. The carries of Butler were caught out by a great ultimate there from Kiana, and I mean, this is just going to be so difficult now, as Kirby should be able to get the take with his ultimate.
How many stacks does Kirby have? That man he is big. Like, look at the size of that Cho'Gath. He's like 3 or 4 other champions combined. Trying to get anything past that guy is going to be impossible. Asham in the back line, in the middle of 3 people, finds Karthago, shuts him down. Mojo Romo down to half health. Basham looking to continue to go forward, hits the ultimate, but Butler Levi with the ball saves his support Mojo Romo, and Basham a little over aggressive, loses his flash, loses his life, and slows down the Baron.
Yeah, and this is why assassin junglers can be so troublesome. I mean, especially Kiana, where if you are ever in a small choke point, you're just dead. Ultimate comes through and you get popped. Fortunately, Butler Levi was there to bail out Mojo Romo, is able to get a kill back, but this is still very, very tough. I mean, this is now a 10k gold deficit for Butler. We have so much vision here for St. John's. I mean, there's just so little control that Butler can get, but, all they need is maybe one fight and they can start to get their foot back into the door, but they really need to have it be coordinated and be together. So this is going to be very, very important here for the next dragon spawning here in about 3 minutes. And until then, Butler just has to wait out the time.
Oh, Mojo Romo and Karthago finding Milky and catching him out inside of the red side jungle, but Mojo Romo caught by the enemy team. Claude alone. Claude taken down. Kirby, double kill. 11, 1 in 6 on this Cho'Gath. Look at this man. He is as big as that tower. Nobody can match up against this Cho'Gath. He is just way too strong. Flash forward. Kirby was feeling himself. Poppy emote right there. He knows what he just did. He can do whatever he wants with how far ahead he is.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect that play. Kirby is just feeling himself, and now feels back pain. Will Gale Force forwards, but won't be close enough. It's now top lane. We have Voltage going in on Hueco.
On Hueco, real low. Oh, nice stopwatch with the ultimate.
Blue team's inhibitor has been
Basham cleans it up.
And now the base is just in shambles now for Butler as Kirby and Feels Back Pain are just 2v2ing here. Levi will be able to get away. Ultimate comes down there from Nami, but this could be the final fight.
Yeah, Cloud gets a knockup. Kirby 1,000 HP in the backline. Carthago trying to shut him down, but the stone plate making him so tanky on the backside. Cloud a little too far forward, has the thick skin. Basham cuts it down as quick. It was feels back pain, man. Has red-white combination. Looking to shut down, take out these towers. Teleport in by Kirby. He is full health again. There's no way Butler has enough damage to take down this Cho'Gath another time. And St. John's on the backside. This game was St. John's from start to finish. Butler had their moments, but all victory, all gas, no breaks for St. John's. 26-minute victory, and they look like they're in tip-top form.
Yeah, and what a form they are in. I mean, that was a statement game against Butler. You know, I said it myself, you know, when they had their lead, they were never going to give that up. They kept pushing it, kept pushing their advantages wherever they could find pressure. I mean, this was a different team, I think, that we've seen from the past. I mean, St. John's obviously was one of the best teams. They were second place for a reason. And I think they're proving again why they might be first place this season.
Yeah, they've perennially been a great team. But as we can see, Basham with the roll slop to jungle looks awesome. I love this Kiana, and he was making awesome mechanical plays throughout the entire game. We saw him get a little bit aggressive in the mid lane there, but you know, for that one play where he messed up, he made 10 awesome, proactive, aggressive plays that helped his team get ahead. We see Hueco back in the mid lane on the Syndra, where he was a member who played for the team back in 2020, and we see him returning for this year. So the roster looks stacked from top to bottom, all played together in a complete unit, and man, they were fun to watch.
Yeah, and that was fun, but we have to remember, this is a best-of-3 series. Butler still has a chance to equalize, still has a chance to push us to 3. So, we'll be heading to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be here for Game 2, St. John's versus Butler. Welcome back, everyone, to Big East League of Legends. We just saw game number 1, St. John's versus Butler, with a very, I'd say, dominant performance here by St. John's. I mean, just across the map, every single lane, just winning it out. It did, Butler tried their very best to try to get some advantages. Were able to get some, but just the amount of pressure that St. John's put on, the lead was too much, and Butler was falling in game number 1, but they've got another chance here to take it in game number 2.
Yep, and I think the story behind that game lies on Basham's early pressure and Kirby's absolute domination on the Cho'Gath. Will Butler answer back with that in Champ Select? We'll see as the players are getting into the draft right now, and we can see Yumi banned away from Mojo Romo, a statement pick or a key pick for him, and Ziggs banned away from Carthago.
Yeah, and we're going to see probably a lot of the similar kind of bans out here. Of course, we have the Riven and Camille taken away there. Some of Kirby's. Now, actually, Luke, you yourself might be a little bit used to what Kirby might bring out with the Riven, but we'll be taking it from him. Won't be able to see that. Obviously, don't want to see that strong laner in Lucian. So Nami will not probably be locked in. But maybe it's going to be, a Fenos Lulu angle for the squad, as we will have the MF taken away. So St. John's will now have their first pick.
Yeah, and as you said, Kirby, an incredible laner. I got the opportunity to play against him in the playoffs last season, and he definitely he's definitely a really strong player and one of the key points of this St. John's lineup. I'm curious to see if they are going to lock in that Cho'Gath now that it's left open, but no, Talon first pick. What do you think about that?
That is a first pick if I have ever seen one. I'm assuming this is going to go in the jungle. I mean, if you saw one assassin jungler, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a second one. Now, this could be mid lane, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna go in the jungle. And I mean, that is a scary pick. I am going to have my fingers crossed that our bot lane will be able to keep that, since I will be assuming there'll just be repeat gank in there for against Butler.
Yeah, and Hecarim locked in as the counter for Talon. Voltaire thinks that he's able to, maybe have more early pressure on that pick, but the Talon going to be all over the map. And this pick I love. Mojo Romo's Thresh. We saw it in the Summer Scramble. This guy is so good at this champion. Hooks, always on point. He's got great lanterns to save his teammates. He's going to have so many tools in his kit to affect the game. I think he might have a little more agency than he did last game on that Nami pick.
Yeah, and Thresh is just one of the premier supports here, just in the meta. And we do see, again, the Athelos taken there by St. John's, want that kind of late game efficiency, as well as, just the strength of that champion. We do have the Blitz Hover. Lulu is still on the table, so I wouldn't be surprised if they picked anything but that, since Athelos Lulu is just so good. They're just kind of hovering the Blitz there for fun. But as the clock is ticking down, St. John's will actually be selecting.
Fun, he's laughing at you. That is a Blitzcrank lock-in. He says, you're going to go hooks? I'm going to go hooks. The bot lanes are out for blood today.
Yeah, and that will be at Ezreal in response, so we'll be able to have him, arcane shift away from those attempted hooks there for Blitzcrank. But I don't know if I think that might be a statement pick if I had to guess. I mean, I think St. John's is very confident in their 2v2, and they really want to abuse that with Blitzcrank.
Certainly, and we can see some bans. That Cho'Gath taken away from Kirby. Really nice ban. We saw how impactful that pick was last game. Nobody could deal with him. And on the side of St. John's, Blanc and Aurea away from Levi. Levi's Champion Ocean, cut down to maybe just a lake now. I wonder where he's going to go with his pick.
Yeah, I think importantly, the Silas has not been banned away this game, so I think that would be a perfect pick for him. Has I think, not the best ultimates here on the table, but is just a solid champion for him, as we do have, like you said, multiple champions banned away. Love to see what he does end up picking on. Syndra is a potential, but they're going to go Shen, and that's going to be going top.
Yeah, they wanted to save counter pick for Levi, but this will give St. John's an opportunity to pick their higher priority mid laner. So Levi, he'll be able to flex that champion pool, try to find a counter, but we see a lot of the high tier champions taken off the table already. That LeBlanc gone, that Orianna gone, the Cassiopeia banned away. So I wonder what St. John's is going to go towards.
Yeah, but what they're going to
Ooh.
go towards is the Wukong. I mean, that is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Shen obviously doing very, very well into the melee matchups. So I think he will be a little bit happy about that one. Plus, just the ability to affect the map with his ultimate will be so, so powerful if used effectively. And now St. John's needs to get their mid laner. So who will Levi be going against?
Yeah, they're going to need a lot of damage, a lot of magic damage from this mid laner. And that's a lot of magic damage. Vex, huge numbers. And we saw her earlier today. She was moderately effective, but I'm curious to see how Hueco will pilot it. What does Levi do against this pick?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I think the only thing that I could come to my mind is the Silas. It will be decent, with the Wukong ultimate. I think with the Vex ultimate as well. But actually, Kale gets locked in.
That is suspect at best. I see Kale, Ezreal, and Shen, which are 3 non-active lanes. I feel like Butler is going to have a lot of trouble picking fights and having a decent early game with all of this defensive scaling in their draft.
Yeah, I want to double check if that's maybe a mistake by accident. Maybe if they just pick something for fun. I mean, maybe Levi knows something that we don't in terms of just Kale being such a good counter into Vex. But I mean, that's a very interesting draft, if I have to say so myself.
Yeah, and if you were to give the draft, or if you were to pick a side, if you were a betting man, would you be betting on the St. John's or Butler draft?
I do not think that I can bet in the right mind on a Kale. Kale can be a very, very good champion. I mean, on the item reworks here this season. Some points in time, Kale was one of the strongest champions in the game. Was very, very fun to play. But right now, I mean, I just don't see a Kale really being a champion that is going to be good. And it is a pick that Butler is going with, as we will see the real draft coming through. So, I mean, I think I just have to bet on St. John's here. I mean, I think Vex is going to be so very annoying. Vex is finally not banned, is allowed to be played this week of games. And with the talent, I think with the team fight that Kirby will provide, and you have even the Felios for safety. I mean, I don't know what Butler's going to do, and I just don't think that Kale's going to be enough. And I don't think Kale's really going to do that much. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was drinking the hopium of Levi. I believed in his champion Ocean, but he's really going to have to prove me wrong here, because I think St. John's have this draft locked and loaded. Talent in the jungle. He's going to be able to make plays all over the map. He's going to be a menace for this Hecarim, for this Kale. He's pairing it with a Blitzcrank, which is just such a nice early game roamer, able to make plays, able to pull people from anywhere and everywhere. But Butler does have some defensive tools. They have the Shen ult to join and make a number advantage fight. It's going to take a lot of team coordination for Butler to win these fights. They don't have that sort of explosive skirmish potential that St. John's does.
Yeah, and I mean, that for Butler, I think that there is a way that they can win, right? I think definitely if there was a team to do it, they would be able to pull together. I mean, we saw how Carthago is very, very proficient on the Ezreal. Shen provides you a lot of just cross-map plays with his ultimate. But I just think with the strength that we've already seen from St. John's, with the question mark that the Kale is, I mean, unfortunately, I think that champion Ocean is now a little bit of a puddle, and he is grasping for those little teardrops, as he will be, But hey, maybe, we're surprised here. Maybe he just comes down and absolutely just dominates. If Kale gets a 16, just like Cassidy can, right? It could be a different game. But I mean, the problem is if they get that late, if there's ever hook onto that Kale, if Aphelios just, gets that pop-off team fight, I just don't see a consistent way for Butler to really win this unless St. John's just makes a lot of different mistakes.
Yeah, well, we'll have an opportunity to see how this game plays out after this break, because we are going to be in the game shortly. Don't move a muscle.
See the possibility of a bigger future, if you have dreams of making things happen, if you have hope for creating a better world, bring it to Butler University. Because this is where learning becomes experiencing and doing becomes accomplishing, where intellect is recognized, talent is refined, aspirations are realized, and every bit of your potential is unleashed.
Define yourself. Will you impact the future? Will you lead the pack? Will you engage the world? Will you find the cure? Will you be the hope? So, will you? Come see how St. John students are changing the world every day. Visit us today.
Welcome back, and here we are getting into game. We get to see St. John's line up against Butler, and we get to finally answer that question. Will this Kale be able to take Butler to game 3, or is it going to be a major flop?
I don't know. I am leaning on the side of flop. Kale is not the champion that I would have thought could bring him there. You know, knowing Levi, maybe, like I said, maybe he knows something I don't. But I'm not too sure here, as I think, you know, the Vex and the Talon will be very, very spooky. They are playing in this bush here, trying to get some cheeky counter attack if there is an invade, but it does not look like St. John's really wants to try anything, just actually going for their own kind of sit in the bush. We did have the jungle and top laner there for St. John's in the top tri-bush, but now Butler might be going for the late invade.
Late invade with Mojo Romo's Thresh. Finds Feels Backpain and flash forward. Forces the flash out of Backpain. That is a really nice early trade for the bot lane. Elios going to be unsafe, and that gives Voltaid an early target.
Yeah, very, very well done from Butler. Mojo Romo just going for it. Exactly what you need to do. But now what we need to see is, can Butler capitalize on that blown summoner? You have 5 minutes. At 6 minutes, just about, you will have that back. So we'll have to see Voltaid going for that early gank again and trying to punish that blown flash.
Yep, and we can see Voltaid starting on the red, deciding that he wants to path towards that bot side, and he actually walked through the mid lane, so St. John's does not have information on which side of the map he is going to be starting on.
Yeah, and I
it
think
looks like Talon will also be starting on that blue, so they will both be pathing towards the bot side.
Yeah, and importantly too, you saw that St. John's baited the start there in the bottom lane. So there could be a chance that Butler doesn't know where the jungler is started. Hook does land there onto Carthago.
Big early damage, and hook lands from Mojo Romo, pulling Feels Backpain, man. Both 80 carries eating hooks.
Yeah, I would actually maybe expect Butler to go in there. I mean, you have the Ignite down. Aphelios has no flash, so would have been a decent attempt there, as there is no abilities there for the Blitzcrank. So not maybe as confident as I would want them to be, as now we do have level 2, and now the advantage goes to St. John's.
And we can see, look at this top lane CS differential. 12-3, the Wukong Kirby getting the best of Claude in this early lane. Already over a wave, and he's looking for a roam. No, just a ward in the Pixel Brush.
Early vision definitely will help there, as we'll have the Scuttle Crabs spawning here shortly. So definitely using your little bit of pressure and your advantage there, as another hook lands, but a nice little arcane shift away, so Carthago will be able to buffer that perfectly.
Yep, really well played mechanically there. Carthago knows the timing, and you can see both junglers finishing up their full clears on this bot side of the map. Will they look for a play? So level 4 on Voltaid. He's first to move. Mojo Romo going in onto Backpain, man. Both ignited. Mojo Romo gets the heal, but he falls. Voltaid running, flash forward by Carthago. Milq, 200 health, Aftershock proc. Arcane Shift is true, and Carthago gets a double kill. Butler bot lane winning out early.
Yeah, you know, that was a perfect opportunity for Butler, and they go for it. Mojo Romo, I think, might have gotten a flay, maybe a hook there onto Feels Backpain, and just immediately engages, knowing that Voltaid is there. Unfortunately, St. John's has a prio here in the mid lane, so this Scuttle Crab will be going over to bash him. But unfortunately, at the very least, you know, St. John's, they get the first blood, extra gold, so they'll have that. But double kill definitely is good to feel for the Butler squad.
Evan, that is a Sheen Pierre refillable back buy for Carthago. He's feeling good. Volte just running right into Ihueco and Milkyou, trying to get this river priority. Hook lands from Mojo Romo. He doesn't know he's here. Ihueco getting low, flashes out. Volte will not follow. That is a double grab for Bastion, but it costs the flash out Ihueco.
Yeah, so I mean, Butler is making some good plays across the map. They are building some of their spells as that hook will just hit a minion. As you know, this is just a party in the mid lane right now. We've got Mojo Romo and Milkyou here with the support of Basham now backing off. So now we'll have to see if Butler again can punish that blown summer spell just like they did bot lane.
Yeah, neither of these teams afraid to roam to make plays happen, and you know, you'd love to see it. Makes an interesting game as both the supports going back to join their bot lane now, but better for Mojo Romo as he's able to collect on the stacked EXP from the wave. He's going to have the level 4 earlier than Milkyou.
Yeah, and you know, it's a very, very even game here. 5 minutes in, we only got about 100 gold lead there, most likely for the extra gold in Carthago's pocket. But right now we do have the junglers resetting. TP coming back in the mid lane for Levi. He is getting close to level 6, so once he has that range buff, he might be able to have a little bit more pressure into this mid lane.
Yes, and we can see the CS differential held very close by Levi pre-6. Normally that is when Kale falls the furthest behind, so actually very good job so far from Levi, keeping the lane even, keeping the CS even, and not allowing Vex or St. John's to you know, take him out early. So far the pick has done its job.
Yeah, I mean, definitely is doing just all he needs to do. He's only down about 10 CS, so definitely nothing to worry about, especially once he gets back here and gets to level 6, gets you even to level 11 when you can get the Exalted stage. But should be getting to level 6 very closely now, as Ihueco has hit that, and this wave should definitely do it for him.
We have Dragon up, and both teams having 4 members on the bot side. Ihueco behind Volte. Volte does not have flash, and he is caught in between 4 members standing on a ward. This is disastrous. Mojo Romo has the lantern. Will Volte be able to get to it? Oh, he just gets out. Great lantern from Mojo Romo, but priority in the bot river given to St. John's off of that play.
Yeah, and I'm actually really surprised that Volte was able to make it out alive. I thought he was for sure dead. You know, hook comes in from the Blitzcrank, you got the follow-up damage there from Basham and Ihueco, but actually just perfectly gets just barely enough time, is able to give back into his own jungle, but that means first Dragon will be going over to St. John's.
Yep, and as we can see, Butler surviving the play, but losing out on the battle, but surviving, right? The overall state of the game is not great. You know, Carthago got those early 2 kills, but they find themselves down gold, getting out farmed in top lane, in mid lane, in jungle. You know, Basham up 3 full camps right now, and it's slowly but surely going the way of St. John's. How can Butler find themselves a way back into the driver's seat of this game?
Yeah, I mean, definitely only being about 100 gold down isn't nothing to worry about too much. Really, I think all you need to do is just play it smart, play it safe, right? You have the Kale, who once they get level 11, Kale will be much more powerful. You know, Volte has hit 6, Butler Cloud has the ultimate now, so they should be able to make some good plays across the map, and this is a great opportunity. Kirby does have the vision down. Unfortunately, he might be able to get away from this, but, you know, if Butler can try to get, you know, a few picks here and there, use the Shen ultimate to stand United well, they could look to, you know, put themselves into the mid late games and hopefully be able to use, you know, the strength of some 16 KO.
And we see Butler Volte invading the enemy jungle. Levi walking back the mid lane. Will there be a play for this Rift Herald early? Oh, very key objective we've seen at Worlds that has been the key for a lot of games. Milkyou here first, but Mojo Romo also on the roam. 4 members for each team on this top side. Claude first to move. Will a fight break out here?
Yeah, I mean, there is no really other members here in the top river, so if this was going to be anyone's Rift Herald, this would be most likely Butler's, as it's just really Milkyou here, just playing safety and really just trying to match the roaming there of Mojo Romo. Levi, though, will actually, I think,
Levi
get off the
hooked
hook.
He's trying to get away. Has to use the ultimate. Takes the lantern back and just barely survives the ignite.
And, I mean, that was I think, really close. I'm not sure if Levi thought that he was going to get hooked there. There was a minion that could have almost been taken. But actually, on the top side, off screen, Butler Claude gets a solo kill.
Looks like Kirby tried to force a dive onto Claude, and just absolutely huge for the new top laner of Butler, getting a solo kill against Kirby, one of the best in the league. But now they're going for a dive. Uses the stand or shield, but Ihueko able to shut him down very easily. And overall, even play for both teams. How is Butler able to answer on the bot side with all this pressure on the top?
Yeah, unfortunately, not much to answer on, as there's really no objectives up. The Rift Scuttle was taken there by Basham, so he will be able to get away no problem. I mean, he actually just swaps the ultimate.
Really, really nice ultimate in turn from Basham. Scares Voltate away, makes him ult out of the fight.
And, I mean, this is pretty even, all things considered. Only about a 1k gold lead for St. John's. I mean, farm is relatively even across the map. I mean, just a little bit of advantage here in the top and jungle, as Levi is slowly chunking at that, able to have that little bit of extended range. But definitely, I think Butler just needs to play a little bit with, I think, more of an intention, right? Because I don't know if they're going to win this game if it goes on for longer. You have the Aphelios, will just be a giant threat, and with the team fight of the Wukong, then they need to be a little bit more proactive here in the early game.
Well, I will say, fighting the bot lane and more proactive. Butler heard you. Mojo Romo finds a play on a feels back pain, man. And that is another kill for the bot lane of Butler, man. They are taking over.
Yeah, and that's
2-level lead on Kirby now. Look at these trades. Kirby getting absolutely decimated.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you need, right? Shut down the Aphelios. Don't let him get just a free way into this game. Unfortunately, Mojo Romo gets the kill. Would prefer to see that on Carthago, but the kill, nonetheless, is good for them. Able to get the pressure, able to maybe get some plates down here. But Basham is hovering, and so comes down mid and support, so have to be careful.
Oh, Mojo Romo and Carthago. Milq has their number. Flash away from Mojo Romo to get Carthago even farther away. Hook does not connect. Very smart and safe play from Butler. Get them out of that 4-man attack from St. John's on the bot side.
Yep, and now this means that with the jungler so far away in the Dragon Pit, he will be able to pick up these Scuttles. Or not the Scuttle, the Rift Herald. Butler Levi will actually rotate over to help. So Volte, good pressure, good job to get advantages across the map here. And hopefully we'll be able to see them pick up some plates here.
Yeah, but Basham flanking Mojo Romo right here. But Mojo Romo with Carthago, he's tanky, has the Stand United coming in, but this is a 3v3. Ihueko over the wall. Huge ultimate from Carthago. Ultimate coming in from Levi. Backpain Man falls. Claude in the front line. Carthago stays alive. Ihueko finds the kill. Kirby teleporting in. Levi caught. Kirby getting another knockup. Ultimate coming in from Voltade. He shuts down Milq. Basham, Milq, Ihueko, Voltade all fighting. Kirby and Basham take him down, and overall a 2 for 3 favoring St. John's. My goodness, what a fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very, very interesting fight. I mean, Butler, Levi, and Carthago almost did it all. I mean, Carthago was alive for so long. A perfect kill out comes and keeps him alive. Healing comes through, but unfortunately, just too strong and too quick was St. John's. TP's early, able to just, rotating collapse. Basham was, I think, just baiting there, and it was a perfect bait. Unfortunately, that means that now second Dragon goes to St. John's, and they push their gold lead now to 2K.
2,000 gold. Well, you can see, hook comes in from Milq, just being annoying onto Levi. But 2,000 gold in the lead for St. John's.
Turret plating.
Do you think this is enough for St. John's to outmatch the scaling coming from Butler? As Mojo Romo finds Milq. Rift Herald summoned mid lane. Hook does not connect. Milq has his hook available. But Butler just trying to get this off. 3v3 in the mid lane. Mojo Romo knocked up. He uses a stopwatch. Levi in the middle of 3. Milq silences everyone. Romo misses the hook, and he is most certainly going to fall. Levi taken out by Basham. That is a 2-0 for St. John's.
I was going to answer your question by saying, I definitely don't think it's enough. I definitely think that they have, only a 2K gold lead isn't that bad. Definitely easy to come back with, only, 13 minutes into the game. But with a free 2 kills there in that 3v3, I definitely think that's going to be enough. Ooh. And with this kill, actually a perfect snipe. I thought I wasn't going to get it, but after those 3 kills, I think I got to say, it might just be enough. Gold lead now is 3K. Basham invading the top jungle. Claude could be ganked here shortly, and I mean, this is just going to be really, really rough for him.
Yeah, Claude trying his best to hold on in this 1v2. Will St. John's elect to dive? He is full health. He's level 10, but he's backing off the tower. Basham looking to go in onto Claude, and look at that damage. The Yomu's and whip already completed for Basham. He is just so strong.
Yeah, and Kirby with the mind game is just perfectly based off that hook. Actually doesn't even have to use the clone until later. We'll be able to get out no issue. And top tower falls there by Hueco. Mid lane tower is half HP. Bot lane tower might be next to fall for Butler. And I mean, St. John's, I think, is just a better team today, and they're showing it.
Yeah, they are first to these plays. They're hitting more of their skill shots, and they're just playing better. And we really saw it in that team coordination on that fight in the Butler blue side jungle. St. John's just got those minor moments. They found their edges and they won. And maybe that was partly the champion picks, right? That spike a little earlier, or maybe they're just playing the fights better. Either way, St. John's finds themselves with nearly a 5,000 gold lead, as that's an instant kill onto Carthago in the mid lane. Mojo Romo's trying to find his way back, and United has to come in to keep him alive, but that is not... Oh! Feels back pain, man. Finds the snipe at the end of the team fight. This man has been all over it on Aphelios these past 2 games. And Basham takes out Levi for good measure. St. John's have Butler's number today.
Yeah, and that number, they are still giving it a call. They are getting the late night text coming through. And I mean, they are just all across the map everywhere. Flash comes out. Ooh, Hook just barely misses as well. But I mean, this is just such a clean teamwork from St. John's. One side of the fight feels back pain, is able to just pick up that, long range step of Mojo Romo, blows up Carthago. Other side of the map, Levi gets popped. I think Volte dies somewhere too, and they almost get Butler Claude. I mean, really just everywhere is just, such powerful champions, and it's just, going to be incredibly hard for Butler to get back, but this will be a decent start if they can pick up Kirby.
Mojo Romo does not connect on the CC. Kirby flashes away. Basham on the assist. Basham, is he going to dive forward? He jumps over the wall, finds Mojo Romo. Kirby here, ignited, hooked. He connects. Carthago trying to kite away with Mojo Romo to get Basham, but Basham calls in the ultimate. Kites away perfectly, and man, Basham is clean on assassins. This is beautiful to watch as he's chasing down Butler Claude with that red buff. Claude running for his life. He gets away. Levi flash forward, tries to pick up the kill. One more auto. Will he get him? Yes, that's a shutdown over to Levi. Butler Claude trying to milk you into the tower. Hueco has the kill. Unstoppable. Levi trying to fight him. Levi calling in the ultimate, but it's way too late. No, it's not. Stopwatch and Blitzcrank cleaning up the fight. Voltage, he wants some of this action. He's on his way. He used the ghost. He has the ultimate available. Will he find Hueco? No, he won't. Ultimate comes in from Carthago. This fight will not end as Milq is looking to go forward. It lands the hook onto Voltage. Voltage gets the healing and takes the lantern out.
Yeah, I mean, this has just turned into a fiesta, I think. I mean, this is just fights all across the map. Mojo Romo might be the one next to go.
And teleport in behind. That's Butler Claude in the middle of the whole enemy team. Volte knocked up by Kirby. Kirby in the middle of 4. Feels back pain, man, coming into everyone. Hook lands onto Carthago, and St. John's is winning out in this fiesta. It does not matter. Butler is routed. Butler is shut down, and Levi is the last one standing. 20 kills to 8. 10,000 gold lead in 18 minutes, and Levi gets hooked over the wall. Back pain is going to shut him down, and that is an ace. for St. John.
And Dragon picked up 11k gold lead. I mean, this game is just about done and over. I mean, just everywhere across the map, St. John's is just having a ball. I mean, they're just doing whatever they want, whenever they want to. And I mean, this is just a different team, I have to say. I mean, I think, you know, after winning that best of 3 against DePaul, after having such a dominant performance against Butler, I mean, I think we have to pretty much call them the best team in the league, and they're going to keep proving that here as they will shut down Voltage again, and still trying to shut down Phil's back pain, but can dodge out, and I mean, there could just be nothing Butler can do but actually oversteps as the shutdown will come through for Carthago, so at least they get something back in their pocket, but that gold lead is just going to be too much, I think, for them.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. This is approaching 12,000 in 20 minutes, and Milq flexing under the tower, getting himself shut down. I don't think that's going to change much about the game, but I think you're absolutely right. St. John's is proving to be the top of the league, and I want to highlight a match coming up in 2 weeks from today. We have Seton Hall, undefeated currently, taking down DePaul in that first week, facing off against St. John's, who went 2-0 today. Both teams currently undefeated and looking like they are in top form. Levi looking for a fight in the top lane. Falls in the ultimate. And Ihueco caught in the middle of the enemy team. Basham alone. Hook does not connect. Basham's able to get out, but another shutdown going over to Butler Levi.
Yeah, I mean, they're picking it up here, and Basham is just kind of playing around with, I think he's playing with fire, as he will be able to jump across the wall, but, I mean, I'll be honest, I can see the Kale kind of working out, you know, once Ihueco pops all of his, you know, abilities, he has nothing left. You know, there is a lot of damage that comes through for Butler Levi, and, I mean, Basham might be being picked off here, but the fight could be breaking off.
Mojo Romo looking for an entrance, does not connect with the hook, teleport in, Clive disconnected from the team, he is shut down, Basham onto Mojo Romo, Kirby onto Carthago, both die instantly, Voltage running as far as he can away from this fight, but Kirby knocks him up, Kirby has the blast cone, Milq and Kirby trying to find Voltage, dash connects, Voltage dashes away on a minion, Levi speeding him up, Levi trying to find the fight against Kirby, but Butler is out of this fight and routed back to their base.
Yeah, and now the push is on for St. John's and potentially the Baron too. You have Death Towers will be back up soon, but I think with all the strength that St. John's has, they can definitely do this Baron. And that's definitely what they're trying to do here. Basham has started it up. The side of St. John's is rotating over to support. And now Butler, with such, you know, respawns in these waves push, I don't know if they're going to be able to stop it.
Yep, and we can see 3 members starting up this Baron. They just shred straight through it. That Amelios has got his Lord Dominic's, his Gale Force. He's got red and purple, and it's done. So they have the Baron. They are now going to be able to group up and start pressuring these inhibitors with... Oh, but Kirby in the middle of the enemy base. Carthago and Claude trying to shut him down. This is a 4v2. All Milq and Kirby can do is run for the hills.
Yeah, I think Kirby just trying to show off there with the email, but didn't realize that Carthago was close, but unfortunately, there was just not enough CC to lock him down, and his team was there to support. Clone comes back up, and he can get away no problem, and now the push is on with Baron, with this over 10k gold lead. What are we about? About 13, 14k? I mean, this is going to be very, very rough if we get just, you know, pressure on all these different lanes.
Yeah, and you can see that gold lead visualized in the items. A extra item on Kirby over Claude. You can see a full item completion up that Yomu's on Basham over just a long sword for Voltage. In the mid lane, 2 items to 2.5, plus some Ajays on Ihueco. Backpain has his Guardian Angel finished. Like, St. John's is rolling down with bags and items. And Ihueco's caught in the middle of 3. 4, the Shen ult comes out. Voltage dashing on. Claude connects with the taunt. But at the same time, St. John's are pushing through the mid lane. They take the inhibitor tower. They are pushing on the inhibitor. Milq and Feel Backpain Man are trying to take the Butler base while Basham and Kirby are fighting off the other remaining 4 members. And that's a shutdown onto Kirby. Hook lands onto Basham, and That's another shutdown onto Levi. He's level 13 now, and all they get is an inhibitor, which will allow Levi to continue farming and scaling up on this Kale.
Yeah, and now Dragon spawns. This is, I think, very, very good for Butler. They not only get those shutdowns, they stop the Dragon Soul. St. John's will be here, but not in enough time.
Feel back pain are in the middle of 5 members. Teleport coming in, Voltage looking for the fight. They are kiting backwards. They have the flamethrower, and look at that damage from the Aphelios. He's going absolutely crazy. Carthago is down. Guardian Angel comes in, and that is an ace from St. John's 2v5 with a teleport in from Ihueco. Oh, doesn't matter that Butler's coming back. It doesn't matter that they got shutdowns. Feels back pain, man. Wants to end this game right now. He doesn't want his back to hurt anymore.
Yeah, 3 item Aphelios is just absolutely insane. Has the flamethrower guns, just chunks through all 5 members. I mean, they all get popped. It looked close. It looked good for Butler for a second, but unfortunately, a 15k gold lead at one point is just too much to handle. Butler will fall. St. John sweeps in 2.
Masterclass performance from St. John's. They absolutely dominate this game against Butler. They are 4-0 on the day, undefeated in the league, and they are looking absolutely amazing. They're a treat to watch. Man, what a game.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I think, definitely one of the cleanest League of Legends games I've seen in the Big East. I mean, they just so well play, not only around each other, they capitalize on every mistake that Butler was making. I mean, the macro plays, just the individual plays that these players were making. I mean, this is a very scary team, and I think this is definitely the best team in the Big East. It's definitely one of the best teams we've seen, I think, in the whole entire scope of the Big East.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And the challengers for this St. John's team is that Seton Hall lineup that is 2-0, that took down the former champions DePaul. We will see that matchup 2 weeks from today. Make sure to put that on your calendars because it's going to be a banger. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have an interview with one of the St. John's players. Don't move a muscle because it's going to be good.